The strange prom date he never wanted to go to prom. For him, prom was just loud music, fake smiles, and people pretending to be perfect. He was the quiet type, the boy who sat at the back of class, the boy who always blended in. To him, prom night was nothing but a waste of time. But his mom had other plans. That morning, she looked at him with that mom look that meant he had no chance of escaping. "You need to go," she said. "Why? It's just prom." He rolled his eyes. "Because," she replied, "you are young only once. And also, I promised my friend you would take her." He froze. What friend? His mom smiled in a way. That made him nervous. "She's new in town. Very sweet. She doesn't know anyone here. You'll take her. No arguments." He wanted to argue. He wanted to shout. But the look in his mother's eyes told him this wasn't a request. It was an order. That night, he stood in the hallway, adjusting his cheap tuxedo. The tie was crooked. His shoes were too tight. His reflection in the mirror screamed. Awkward. Then the front door opened, and she stepped in. At first, he thought his mom was playing a prank. The girl was strange. Her skin looked pale, but not like normal pale. It had faint lines, like glowing. Patterns that moved when the light touched them. Her eyes too large, too bright, like polished gems. Her hair shimmered like silver threads, not dyed, but natural. She looked like a painting, but also like something not from this world. "This is Lyra," his mom said proudly. "My friend?" Lyra smiled politely, though it didn't look like a normal human smile. It was too perfect, too calm. She tilted her head as if studying him. "You are the one who will take me?" she asked softly. Her voice had a strange echo, as if two tones spoke at once. He blinked. "You, yeah, I guess so." His mom clapped her hands. "Perfect. Now go and have fun." Fun. Right. He could already imagine the laughter, the stares, the whispers. Taking her to prom was like walking in with a UFO. The car ride was quiet. She sat beside him, staring out the window as if every tree, every streetlight was new to her. He tried small talk. "So, do you, go to school anywhere?" She turned to him. "No, I am only visiting." "Right, visiting. Cool." He gripped the steering wheel tighter. When they arrived at the school gym, all heads turned. Conversation stopped. Music kept playing, but the room felt frozen. Students whispered, "Who's that? She looks weird. Is she even human?" He wished he could vanish. But Lyra walked beside him calmly, as if she didn't notice the stares. Or maybe she didn't care. The night went on awkwardly. Some laughed behind his back. Some tried to take pictures of her with their phones. He wanted to crawl into the floor. Then the bullies showed up. 3 of them. The kind who always picked on him at school. Big shoulders, smug grins. They circled him near the punch table. "Nice date," one of them sneered. "Did you buy her from a costume shop?" The others laughed. "Or is she like your alien girlfriend? Be careful, man. She might eat you." He clenched his fists, but said nothing. He was used to this. The bullies were always louder, always stronger. But before he could speak, Lyra stepped forward. Her eyes glowed faintly. "Leave him," she said in a calm voice. The bullies laughed harder. "Or what? You'll zap us with your laser eyes?" Then it happened. The gym lights flickered once, twice, and went out completely. For 2 long seconds, the room was pitch black. Gasps filled the air. Then the lights came back, and something was wrong. The bullies' drinks floated above their heads, suspended in mid-air, like invisible hands were holding them. The red punch spilled out slowly, dripping down on their faces. The crowd screamed. Phones dropped. Someone shouted. "What the hell?" The bully stumbled back, shaking, eyes wide with fear. This is some trick," one of them whispered, but his voice shook. Lyra didn't move. She just looked at them with her glowing eyes. The floating cups dropped suddenly, crashing to the floor. The bullies ran. The gym fell into shocked silence. Everyone stared, first at the spilled drinks, then at Lyra, then at him. He wanted to vanish more than ever, but Lyra turned to him, her face calm, her eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. "Do not worry," she said softly, almost kindly. "They cannot hurt you now." He stared at her. His heart raced. Questions burned in his mind. Who was she? And why did she look at him like she had known him? For much longer than just one night. Asterisk secrets after midnight. The ride home from prom should have been quiet. But nothing felt normal anymore. He sat behind the wheel, his tux sticky with sweat, his thoughts tangled like broken wires. Beside him, Lyra sat calm, her glowing eyes watching the road as if she could see through the night itself. She looked untouched, unbothered, like the chaos at prom never happened. Finally, he broke the silence. What was that?" "With the lights, with the drinks." She tilted her head slightly, her voice soft. "I told them to stop." "No." He snapped, his hands gripping the steering wheel tighter. "You didn't just tell them to stop. You did something. Everyone saw it." Her lips curved into that too perfect smile. "And now they will not hurt you again." He almost laughed, almost, but instead his chest tightened. "You're not human, are you?" For the first time, her expression shifted. A shadow passed over her face. She turned her gaze back to the road. "No," she whispered, "I am not." They reached his street, but the night didn't feel safe anymore. Something in the air had changed. He parked the car, but before he could step out, a pair of headlights appeared behind them. A black car. No sound, no rush. Just there, waiting. He froze. Do you know them?" Her glowing eyes reflected the headlights. She did not answer. The black car door opened. A man in a suit stepped out. He didn't look like a neighbor. Didn't look like a teacher. Didn't look normal at all. His face was calm, his steps slow, like a predator who already knows the prey is trapped. Another man stepped out, and another. Three of them, all in black suits, black ties, black eyes that did not blink. One spoke, his voice sharp like broken glass. "Step out of the vehicle, both of you." Panic rushed through his chest. He whispered, "Who are they?" Lyra's hand reached for his. Her skin was warm, but her touch sent a strange current through his arm, like static electricity crawling under his skin. "They are not here for you," she whispered. "They are here for me," the man outside repeated, louder this time. "Step out, now." Lyra closed her eyes, whispering something in a language he couldn't understand. The words didn't sound like speech. They sounded like music, but twisted, heavy, ancient. Suddenly, the world shifted. The street, the black car, the men in suits all vanished. The air turned cold. His stomach flipped, like he had fallen off. The earth. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in the car. They stood in his bedroom. Just like that. No footsteps, no doors, no car ride. 1 second they were outside. The next second, here. He stumbled backward, crashing against his desk. His heart pounded. How did we? Lyra placed a finger on her lips. Quiet. He wanted to scream. He wanted to demand answers. But his voice broke into a whisper. "What are you?" She looked at him with eyes that seemed older than the stars. "I am not your enemy. But there are others who will not stop until I am gone. And now they know you are with me." His mind spun. None of this made sense. He was just a kid, just a nobody. Why him? Why her? Why tonight? The door to his room opened out. His mom stood there, but she wasn't surprised. Not at all. She looked at Lyra with tired eyes. You brought him into this, didn't you? He blinked in confusion. Mom, you knew. His mom sighed, her face heavy with secrets. I should have told you years ago. She stepped closer, her voice low. She is not just my friend. She saved me once, long ago. Before you were born. The boy's legs felt weak. What do you mean? Lyra lowered her gaze. I have been hiding on this planet. Your mother gave me shelter, but now the hunters have found me again. Hunters? His voice cracked. Lyra's eyes glowed brighter, filling the dark room with pale light. Not men, not soldiers, something worse. They are from my world, and they will not stop until I am captured. Outside the window, headlights swept across the street. Not one car this time. 3, 4, 5 engines rumbled. Doors slammed. Shadows moved across the lawn. His mother closed the curtains quickly, her face pale. They're here. His chest tightened. His breath shook. The world was falling apart too fast. But Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. Do not fear, she whispered, her strange double voice echoing in his head. If you stay with me, I will keep you safe. Safe. The word sounded hollow, because in that moment he realized something terrible. He was no longer just a boy who went to prom. He was part of something much larger, much darker, and the night was only just beginning. Asterisk the truth about Mom. The house no longer felt like home. Every shadow seemed alive. Every sound outside was a warning. The black cars were gone for now, but their presence lingered like poison in the air. He sat at the edge of his bed, still wearing the wrinkled tuxedo, his hands shaking across the room. Lyra stood by the window, her glowing eyes scanning the eye. Darkness. She did not look afraid. She looked ready, and his mom. She sat in the chair, her face pale, her fingers twisting nervously. He broke the silence first. Tell me, now, everything. His mother closed her eyes for a long moment, then whispered, You deserve to know. Years ago, before he was even born, his mom had a different life, a normal one, until one night she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. A fire, she said softly, her voice breaking as memories returned. A building collapsed. I should have died that night. But she nodded toward Lyra. She was there. She saved me. He frowned. Saved you how? His mom's eyes grew wet. Not like a doctor, not like a firefighter. She used power. Power no human should have. And after that, she was hunted. I saw the men. I saw what they wanted to do to her. So I hid her. I lied for her. I protected her. Lyra turned, her glowing patterns faintly pulsing. Your mother is brave. Many humans would have given me away, but she did not. The boy's chest tightened. He looked at them both, disbelief in his eyes. So all my life, you've been hiding an alien in our house? Right under my nose? His mom lowered her head. I did it to protect you. The room grew colder. The air itself seemed heavy, pressing down on him. He rubbed his forehead, trying to make sense of it all. Why me? He whispered. Why are they after her now? And why does it feel like I'm part of this? Lyra turned to him slowly, her glowing eyes locking onto his. Because you are. The words cut through him like a blade. What does that mean? She stepped closer, her voice low and haunting. They saw you with me. You are no longer invisible. You are marked. And once they know your name, they will never stop. A sudden noise shattered the tension. The front porch creaked. Then a knock, not gentle, not human. 3 hard pounds that shook the door. Boom, boom, boom. His mom froze. Her lips trembled. They found us. Another knock, louder this time. Boom, boom. The boy's heart raced. What do we do? Lyra raised her hand. The patterns on her skin glowed brighter. We do not open. Not tonight. The knocking stopped. Silence filled the house. Then, voices, low, distorted, not English, words that twisted like snakes, crawling under his skin. He covered his ears, but the voices still echoed inside his skull. He gasped. What are they saying? Lyra's face hardened. They're calling my true name, trying to pull me out. Your true name? She didn't answer. She pressed her glowing hand against the wall, whispering strange syllables. The house itself groaned, as if it understood her. Then voices outside stopped. For now, his mom exhaled shakily. We can't stay here. They'll be back, Lyra nodded. They will not stop until they take me. He stood, fists clenched. No, they won't take you. Not if we fight. Lyra tilted her head, studying him. Fight? You are only human. The words stung, but something inside him refused to back down. Yeah, human, and maybe that's the only reason we have a chance. You said they expect you. They don't expect me. His mom placed a trembling hand on his shoulder. Don't do this. You don't know what you're up against. But it was too late. Something inside him had shifted. He wasn't just the quiet boy anymore. He wasn't just a prom date who got stuck with a glowing-eyed alien. He was part of this now, whether he liked it or not. And if these hunters wanted Lyra, they'd have to go through him first. But before he could speak again, Lyra leaned closer. Her eyes softened, her strange double voice whispering only for him. There is more you don't know. More than your mother has told you. He frowned. What are you talking about? Lyra's gaze flicked to his mom. A shadow crossed her face. You did not tell him, did you? His mom's lips parted, but no sound came out. What? He demanded. His chest burned with anger. What aren't you telling me? His mother's voice shook as she whispered. You are not just my son. The air turned heavy again. His pulse thundered in his ears. What? What do you mean? His mom's eyes filled with tears. Your father wasn't from here. He wasn't human either. The room fell into silence. He staggered back, his entire world collapsing in one breath. And for the first time, Lyra looked at him, not with curiosity, but with recognition. The night they chose each other, the house felt smaller now, suffocating. Secrets had cracked it wide open. His mother's confession still burned in his ears. Your father wasn't from here. He sat on the floor, his back against the wall, his thoughts spiraling like a storm. Half human, half something else. What did that even mean? Across the room, Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed faintly, like stars trapped under her skin. She stood close to the window, scanning the darkness outside. The hunters had gone quiet, but silence was never safety. Silence was the moment before the strike. His mom had retreated to the kitchen, whispering into an old phone, calling someone she swore could help. But he barely heard her. His focus was on Lyra, because the way she looked at him had changed. Not curiosity, not pity. Recognition. Finally, he broke the silence. How long did you know? Her head tilted slightly, her silver hair shimmering. In the dim light, from the moment I saw you. His chest tightened. What does that mean? Lyra turned, her glowing eyes locking on his. Your father was not human. That is why I came. That is why the hunters will not leave you now. You are marked by blood. The words punched through him. His father gone before he was born. wasn't from Earth. And somehow, Lyra knew. He swallowed hard. So what am I? Lyra's expression softened, almost sorrowful. A bridge, half of two worlds, a child of possibility. Dangerous to some, important to others. The floorboards creaked. The house moaned. Shadows moved outside again. The hunters were close. He stood quickly. We have to run. Lyra shook her head. If we leave now, they will track us. They will smell your blood on the air. His hands curled into fists. Then what do we do? Just sit here and wait for them to break down the door? She stepped closer. The glow in her eyes brighter now, urgent. No, we prepare. Her hand hovered just above his chest, not touching, but he could feel the heat radiating from her palm. You carry more than you know, she whispered. There is power inside you, even if it sleeps. He laughed bitterly. Power? I can barely get through algebra. But she didn't laugh. She pressed her hand against his chest. His heart skipped. A strange warmth spread through his veins, a spark that made his skin crawl and his vision blur. For a moment, he saw flashes shapes that weren't human, battles in the stars, a figure with glowing eyes like his, standing against the dark. He gasped, stumbling back. What was that? Lyra's voice dropped, almost reverent. Your father's memory. It lives in you, and if you trust me, I can help awaken it. Before he could respond, glass shattered. The living room window exploded inward. A shadow slipped through, moving. Too fast, too smooth. Not human. The hunters were inside. His mother screamed from the kitchen. Run! Lyra's patterns flared with blinding light. She raised her hand, and the air itself cracked like thunder. The hunter staggered, but it didn't fall. Its form shimmered, half solid, half shadow, eyes burning with hunger. The boy grabbed a fallen piece of wood from the broken window frame, swinging wildly. It passed right through the creature. The hunter hissed, its voice a chorus of whispers. Give her to us, and we will let you live. But he didn't hesitate. Over my dead body. Lyra stepped in front of him, her glow burning brighter, her voice strong. He is mine. You cannot touch him. Something in her words made the hunter recoil. Not fear recognition. The creature hissed again, then slipped back through the shattered window into the night. The boy's chest heaved. Sweat ran down his face. His hands shook, but he stood tall. They'll be back. Lyra turned to him, her face illuminated by the faint glow of her patterns. Yes, they will. For a long moment, they just stood there, breathing, watching. The air heavy with things unsaid. Then, softly, she spoke. If you choose to walk away now, you may live a normal life. Pretend this night never happened. Forget me. His throat tightened. He thought of his mom, of school, of the quiet, boring life he had always wanted. Safe, simple, invisible. Asterisk, but then he thought of the prom, the bullies, the hunters, his fathers. Memory burning in his blood. He thought of Lyra glowing, fierce, and somehow tied to him in ways he couldn't explain. He shook his head. No, I'm not walking away. If they want to, they'll have to go through me too. For the first time, Lyra's perfect, calm face cracked. Her lips curved, not in a strange alien smile, but something real. Something human. In that moment. The choice was made. Not just hers. Not just his. Theirs. The night they chose each other. But outside, the hunters waited. And in the distance, darker forces stirred, watching, waiting for the bridge between two worlds to reveal his true power. Asterisk escape. Across worlds, the house could not hold them anymore. Every wall carried danger. Every shadow outside promised death. The hunters circled like wolves, waiting for the right moment to strike. His mom packed quickly, shoving food and blankets into a bag. But deep down, They all knew no bag could prepare them for what was coming. Lyra's glowing eyes flickered toward him. "We leave now, tonight, or you will never see another gone." He swallowed hard, fists tight. He wasn't ready. But ready or not, the night was already swallowing them. The front door shattered. Figures poured in. Too fast, too smooth. Hunters, 6 of them this time. Their bodies shimmered like smoke wearing human skin, eyes black as holes. Voices whispering. In a dozen languages at once. "Give her to us," one hissed. The exile must return. Lyra stepped forward, her patterns blazing. The air vibrated over my dead body, and the house erupted. Light clashed with shadow. Energy cracked the air like lightning. Hunters lunged, but she moved faster, graceful. Deadly, her hands carving invisible symbols that split the air. Walls bent and groaned. The ceiling shook, the whole world trembling under forces not meant for Earth. But even as she fought, she faltered. 6 against 1. Too many. Too strong. The boy's breath came in ragged gasps. His mom screamed for him to run. But he couldn't. He wouldn't. Not now. Something in his blood burned. Something old. Something. Waiting. One of the hunters lunged at him, shadowy claws reaching for his throat, and without thinking, his hand shot up. The world cracked. A blast of light erupted from his palm, blinding white, hurling the creature back through the wall. Wood splintered. Shadow screamed. For a heartbeat, silence. He stood frozen, staring at his own hand. His veins glowed faintly, pulsing like molten fire under his skin. What? What did I just... Lyra's eyes widened, her voice hushed. "Your father's gift. It has awakened." The hunters hissed in fury. Their shadows thickened. "The half-blood," one growled. "Kill him before he learns what he is." There was no more time. Lyra grabbed his hand, her grip firm, her patterns glowing brighter than ever. "Hold on," she whispered. Before he could ask why, the floor beneath them cracked open. No, not cracked, shifted. Reality itself bent, folding like paper. The walls of his bedroom melted into starlight, and the ground gave way. He fell, not down, not up, but through. The world stretched and shattered. Colors bled into each other. His stomach flipped, his lungs burned. Then solid ground again. He stumbled, coughing, blinking at the impossible sight before him. They were no longer in his small town. Not even on Earth. The sky above burned with 2 moons. Mountains floated in the distance, chained to the ground by beams of light. Rivers glowed blue, bending sideways in defiance of gravity. And the air hummed with a strange heavy energy that vibrated in his bones. Where are we?" he whispered. Lyra stood tall beside him, her glow blending with the alien horizon. "Between worlds," she said softly. "A crossing place. Few humans ever see it and survive." He swallowed. "And the hunters?" She turned her head slightly. Her voice dropped. "They will follow." His mom stumbled behind them, pale and trembling. "We can't stay here. We're not safe." Lyra nodded. "We keep moving. The crossing is wide, but if we reach the far side before dawn, we may lose them." He glanced at the glowing rivers, the floating cliffs, the impossible sky. "Lose them how?" Her gaze darkened. "By going where they cannot follow." But the hunters were not far. A shriek echoed across the alien sky, rattling his bones. Dark. Shapes flickered at the edge of vision, crawling across the glowing rivers, slipping through cracks in reality. Their whispers carried through the air. "Half-blood. Bridge, kill the bridge." He stumbled backward, his chest tight. "They're coming." Lyra's patterns flared brighter, her voice urgent. "Then run." The crossing shook under their feet as they fled past rivers that bent like glass, past forests of crystal that whispered when touched, past shadows that weren't theirs. The air buzzed hotter with every step. Behind them, the hunters drew closer, their forms stretching unnaturally, faster than human eyes could follow. One lunged its claws, grazing his shoulder. Pain seared like fire, but instead of blood, faint. Light spilled from the wound. He cried out, stumbling. Lyra caught him, pulling him forward. Don't stop. If you stop, you die. They reached a cliff edge. Below, a swirling sea of stars, endless and deep. His mom gasped. There's nowhere else to go. The hunters closed in, their whispers now screams. Lyra turned, her glow burning. So bright, it lit the cliff like daylight. There is always a way, she said. She faced him, her eyes fierce, her voice steady. You are more than you believe. Trust me. Jump. His heart pounded. Jump? Into that? Jump, the hunters screamed, their shadows stretching, their claws reaching. With no time left, no choice left, he took her hand. Together, they leapt into the sea of stars. The world dissolved. And then blackness. Asterisk. The impossible happens. He fell through darkness. No air. No ground. Just endless black, speckled with drifting stars that pulsed like beating hearts. He clutched Lyra's hand, his mother's cries echoing somewhere behind him, until impact. He gasped, choking on strange air. He lay on stone that glowed faintly under his skin, like it was alive. Around him, a cavern stretched wide, its walls breathing. With light, the ceiling opened into an endless cosmos, stars turning like wheels above. He wasn't on Earth. He wasn't anywhere. He understood, and something inside him had changed. Asterisk, his veins still pulsed faintly with light, glowing under his skin. He stared at his hands, shaking. I'm not normal anymore. Lyra knelt beside him. Her eyes shimmered, her patterns dimmer now, her breathing heavy. The crossing took much from us, but it gave you more. Her words made his chest tighten. More. What? She touched his wrist gently. More of your father's blood, more of the power you carry. It is no longer sleeping. It stirs. He wanted to argue, to say this was madness. But then his vision flickered. He saw shapes in the air, threads connecting every star, every stone. Like the world itself was speaking to him. And in the middle of it all Lyra. Her glow wasn't just outside. It was inside him now too. Asterisk, but something was wrong. She winced, her hand clutching her stomach. Her glow pulsed violently, flickering. Her breathing grew uneven. Lyra? He whispered. Her eyes widened, fear breaking through her calm. No, it cannot be. His mom rushed over, panic in her voice. What's happening? Lyra doubled over, trembling, her patterns burning brighter and brighter. Her voice cracked with disbelief. I carry something inside me. The boy froze. His heart slammed against his ribs. No, you mean? Her eyes locked onto his. A tear-strange, glowing slid down her cheek. Your child. The cavern seemed to hold its breath. His mom staggered back, her face pale. This isn't possible. But deep inside, he already knew it was. The spark between them, the power inside him, the night they chose each other, something had crossed the line between human and alien. Something that shouldn't exist, now existed, and Lyra was terrified of it. Asterisk, she clutched her stomach tighter, her glow spiraling out of control. The air in the cavern cracked, stones splitting, threads of energy whipping violently. Her voice trembled. It grows too fast. It is not a child of one world. It is both, and more. His mom's voice shook. What happens if it's born? Lyra's face twisted with fear. I don't know. It could unite our worlds or destroy them. The boy's breath shook. His skin burned with light. Then we'll protect it. But Lyra's eyes flashed sharply. No, you don't understand. The hunters will know. They will feel this life. They will come faster, stronger, and they will not stop until the child is theirs. Or dead. Asterisk the cavern rumbled, as if her words summoned them. Far in the distance, whispers carried on the air, echoing in a dozen voices. The hunters had entered. The crossing. He grabbed Lyra's shoulders, forcing her to meet his eyes. Then we don't let them win. We fight. She shook her head. Her patterns flickered weaker with each passing second. You don't know what you are asking. This child, it isn't like us. It's something greater. Even I can't hold it much longer. Her hand trembled as she reached for his cheek. If you stay by me, it will live. But you may not survive what comes next. Asterisk, he looked at her, truly looked. The girl who once seemed strange and distant was now the center of his entire world. And now she carried something that bound them forever. He thought of his father gone, but alive in his blood. He thought of his mom, who had hidden secrets for years just to protect him. And he thought of the child, the impossible child, that hunters, governments, maybe even gods would come for. He clenched his fists, light spilling from his veins. Then I survive, we all do. But before Lyra could answer, the cavern ceiling split open with a deafening crack. Shadows poured in like liquid, crawling across the glowing stone. The hunters had arrived dozens this time, their whispers thundering. In his skull, the bridge, the unborn, give it to us? His mom screamed. Lyra cried out, her body shaking, her glow collapsing. And him? The light inside him roared to life. For the first time, he didn't fear it. He let it burn. He let it own him. His vision went white. His skin cracked with light. The cavern itself shook as power surged from his body, blasting the hunters back into the void. When the light faded, he collapsed to his knees, gasping. The hunters were gone for now. But Lyra was pale, trembling, her voice weak. You saved. U.S. But this is only the beginning. The child is real. And when it comes, every world will know. Humanity Fights Back the cavern shook like the world itself was holding its breath. Shadows crawled across the walls, spilling like ink from the cracks. The hunters had returned, not 6, not a dozen, but an army. Their voices merged into one. Endless scream, a choir of hunger. The unborn, the bridge. Surrender. Lyra staggered, clutching her stomach, her glow fading like a dying star. His mom stood beside her, trembling but fierce, clutching nothing but a kitchen knife as if it mattered against monsters. And him half human, half something else stood at the edge of the glowing stone, his veins alive with light. He was no longer the boy who blended into the back of classrooms. He was something new. The hunters advanced, endless, unstoppable. Their whispers sliced into his skull, filling him with fear, with doubt. You are weak. You are broken. You cannot fight us. His knees buckled. His hands shook. But then he remembered, his father's memory burning in his blood, his mom's voice always pushing him forward. Lyra's eyes filled with both terror and trust. He wasn't fighting for himself. He was fighting for them. He raised his hands. The cavern blazed with light. The hunters screamed as his power erupted, a tidal wave of fire and lightning, slamming into their shadowed forms. Dozens fell, their bodies unraveling into smoke. But more surged forward, endless as the sea. Lyra cried out, You cannot hold them forever. His chest burned. His veins felt like fire. But he grit his teeth. I don't have to hold them. I just have to beat them long enough for you to live. The cavern floor split. The hunters twisted into monstrous shapes, some with wings, some with claws that scraped the stars themselves. They lunged all at once, and he met them head on. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't trained. But he was human, and humans fought dirty. He triggered the collapsing cavern roof, sending jagged shards crashing down on their heads. He kicked loose stone into glowing rivers, causing bursts of alien energy to explode in their faces. He screamed, raged, burned with light, every strike fueled by desperation. For every hunter that fell, 10 more came, and yet he stood, and one broke through. A hunter taller than the rest, eyes burning like twin suns, claws sharper than blades. It lunged for Lyra. She was too weak to move. His mom threw herself in the way. The claw slashed deep, and she fell, blood spilling on the glowing stone. Time stopped. He screamed, a sound that ripped through the cavern, through worlds. His light exploded outward, brighter than a star. Hunters were hurled into the void, shredded into nothing. When the glow faded, he dropped to his knees beside his mother. Her face was pale, her breath shallow. She smiled weakly. You really are. Your father's son. Tears blurred his vision. Don't leave me. Her hand touched his cheek one last time. Protect her. Protect the child. And then her hand went still. Something broke inside him. The hunters still circled. Fewer now, but watching, waiting. But he didn't feel fear anymore. He felt fire. He rose slowly, light spilling from every crack in his skin, his voice shaking the cavern. You want the child? You'll have to take me first. The hunters hesitated. For the first time they hesitated, because the boy was gone. What stood before them now was something else. Something human, yes, but burning with the fury of 2 worlds. Lyra staggered to his side, her hand trembling on his arm. Her voice was soft, almost broken. If you keep fighting, the child may not survive. His chest heaved, his glow flickering wildly. And if I stop, none of us survive. Her glowing eyes filled with tears. Then I will fight beside you, whatever happens. He looked at her, at the impossible life growing inside her, at the broken body of his mother. His heart tore in 2, but the choice was already made. He raised his hands again. The cavern shook, the sky above splitting open, starlight pouring through like a flood. The hunters roared, their whispers deafening. And then the light inside him surged higher than ever before. A storm that could tear worlds apart. The cavern shattered. The stars themselves seemed to scream. And as the universe burned around them, one truth became clear. This wasn't just a fight for survival. This was the beginning of a war.